Lieutenant General retired Naeem Lodhi, his former business minister and our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ahmad, Vice Chancellor of International University. He is chairing today's session, and we have Excellency today's chief guest, His Excellency Mr. Iqbal Hussain, High Commissioner of Bangladesh. Thank you to all of the guests for coming here today. And as we all have seen some unprecedented events during the last 7 8 months, and uprising by the young generation of Bangladesh, and then a new government, and some events that are shaping the bilateral relations of Pakistan and Bangladesh. A recent event, recent delegate visit by the principal officer of Chief Officer of Bangladesh Army to Pakistan, then a delegate from Pakistan Chamber of Commerce Federation, Chamber of Commerce Bangladesh, and signing an MOU. So that's why we are here today to discuss the bilateral relations of both the countries. So agenda of today's program will be as we will start with the welcome remarks of Dr. Rashid Aftab. So I would like to request Dr. Rashid Aftab to welcome.
On behalf of the International Ministry of ESaR, the warmly welcome the Excellency, High Commissioner of Bangladesh in Pakistan, the distinguished guest. Let me give you a small overview of our university. RIPHAH International University was given a charter of the government of Pakistan, obviously given by the Parliament in 2002, and within the 25 years, very short period of time, I think all of the faculties have been established, whether that's a medical faculty, engineering faculty, social sciences faculty, media sciences, applied sciences, allied health services, computing sciences, just name any of the faculty. We have all kinds of faculties, and under each faculty there are a number of centers, center of excellence institutes and the departments as well. Plus we have a footprints all over Pakistan, nationally in the main leading cities of the country, as well as international footprints. A dental school has been established in Ras Al Khaimah, UAE. We do have a couple of teaching hospitals, and one of the distinct feature of that faculty of the university is to interact the outside world of the outside the university. Usually universities operate in silos, so one of the job right now where you are sitting is in the faculty of public policy, and our one main function is not only to offer our academic and the research programs of undergrad and the higher postgraduate level, but also act as a think tank in order to interact with the industries, with the sectors, and in that context, we influence public policies of the various dynamics in the international relations. The foreign policy is one of the integral part of the public policy. And thanks to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Ahmad, he asked me that a paradigm shift has been occurred in Bangladesh in August 2024. And new fragrance is coming from Bangladesh. So we have to capitalize that relation with our brotherly country. And please arrange a dialogue and interact with the Bangladesh High Commission in Islamabad, so we can work out the various avenues of the collaboration, whether that collaboration may be like education collaboration, whether that may be a research collaboration, or maybe explore some kind of a research to explore those areas which are very much critical in order to for the from the trade perspective. Plus, how can we have a like although historically in 1985, I believe SARC was also established, but that forum was unable to give the desired objectives or the results because of the hostility exists between India and Pakistan. I hope High Commissioner of Bangladesh will give us some insight about what the Bangladesh government under the leadership of Dr. Yunus is looking forward to interact with the outer world, particularly with Pakistan, and so that the specific collaboration may be work out. And I think a common narrative is very much required for the both of the countries, because we have a lot of similarities instead of dissimilarities. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
the role played by the refined and when we talk the relations of countries, I think trade and economic ties are very important. And the trade volume of both the countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh, is almost 700 million. We can say that has a big potential to multiply. And for this, tariffs and trade policies are very important. So we would like Naeem Ahmad, Chairman, Direct Commission of Pakistan, about the tariff and trade policies of both the countries and how we can increase the potential of trade and tariff. Naeem Ahmad, Chairman.
Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Excellency, High Commissioner of Bangladesh, Iqbal, my very respectable scholar, Dr. Ahmad, General Naeem, Lodhi Sahab, and all the colleagues here. This is a very important occasion when we are going to discuss or have to see how the bilateral relations between two very significant countries of South Asia should be coming up. I think instead of going into any political relation or political aspects, I would confine myself to the trade economic side. Bangladesh is one of the emerging economies in South Asia, and Pakistan and Bangladesh started their journey in 1947. At the moment, the trade of Bangladesh is much higher than Pakistan. They are exporting like 57 billion dollars to the world, importing about 77 billion or 78 billion. In relation to Pakistan, we are exporting around 31 billion dollars and importing more than 70. So in a way, Bangladesh is much higher in export market. The basic reason are, I think there are two basic reasons. Bangladesh has made policies which were export friendly in the last 2-3 decades. And they also enjoyed the privilege of being LDC. The market access to the Western countries was at zero rate. So they will be entering the market of Western countries, Europe and America, without any tariff. So this was basic benefit available to the Bangladesh exporters, especially in textile and garments. And I think Bangladesh has done a lot of great performance in textile and garment sector. And now they are leading performer in South Asia. There is a lot of things which can be done between Pakistan and Bangladesh to improve the bilateral trade relations. And I think Dr. Yunus, whenever I talk about or whenever I hear about Dr. Yunus, it reminds me of 3 zeros. The 3 zeros theory of Dr. Yunus is really very revolutionary theory. He says zero poverty, zero unemployment, and zero carbon. So there should be a world, we should have equal distribution of wealth. Everybody should be enjoying the wealth of the world. There should be nobody left unemployed, and the carbon emission should be controlled for a sustainable development. I think this is very revolutionary theory. And Dr. Yunus, in a very recent interview at World Economic Forum, has explained it in a very, very great way. So this is very significant approach in the South Asian countries. And I think Pakistan is also working in this direction. At the moment, Pakistani market access, Excellency, is very good. We are reducing our tariffs, and we are trying to allow our trading partners for a better business and trade environment. And we also are expecting our trading partners to open up their markets. Bangladesh at the moment has relatively higher tariff walls, and they are approaching to a lower tariff policy. The complementarity between two countries need to be explored. We have lost quite a big time in exploring these things. Now I think this is time to explore new avenues of collaboration, complementarities. And I think instead of having a competition in the global markets, we can go for the complementarities where we can support each other. The specializations of Bangladesh should be used by Pakistan to improve their value addition and value chain. And similarly, Bangladesh can take benefit of Pakistan's specializations to improve their value chain. So the new global trading environment improves and encourages the complementarity instead of Bangladesh should be so value chain and global value chain to improve their value addition needs to be seen. And similarly, Bangladesh can take benefit of Pakistan's specializations explore to improve their avenues of collaboration. The Pakistani businessmen especially, they have been accessing Asian markets. Like Bangladesh, we also have trade agreements with different countries. And Bangladesh has similar arrangements of trade, bilateral trade and multilateral trade forums. I think there is a need to look into the possible tariff reductions for both markets, and also to see that instead of going into a vertically arranged value chain, we should see how we can support each other. And in this regard, I think the exchange of trade and business people between two countries is very important. There is a need to collaborate between the trade bodies and chambers, between the other stakeholders of trade and business. So once this interaction starts, we will see that many important avenues will start coming up where we can collaborate. At WTO also, we can have a common understanding of issues where many important issues are underway. In South Asia, as Rashid Saab rightly pointed out, the most important forum is SAR, which has been playing a very strong role in the past, but for last few years, this forum has become almost inactive, and this requires to get reactivated. And there are aspects and dimensions where we can see the possibilities of getting reactivated. I think most all members of South Asian Forum are keen to find out some way. But there are some frozen points where we need to renegotiate and we make an understanding. So I think with your presence here, we will be able to explore possibilities of new avenues for bilateral trade and economic relations and exchange of person-to-person interaction is very important to explore the avenues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Very precisely highlighting the T0 theory of Dr. Yunus and the potential both the countries have to explore and the issues in trade and economic science. Now we'll move forward to our next guest, Lieutenant General Retired Lodhi sir. And as I have mentioned earlier, we are seeing some developments in military formats of both the countries. So, sir, we would like to highlight some.
Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure. Actually, we feel so good that you are amongst us. And the first thing which comes to my mind is that the brothers are back on the table. In a family, what happens is that even if there is some tension between relatives, the blood relations, they always come back. So I think the blood is again joining. That is the first impression, sir. And secondly, I think I must convey one thing, that those of us who are of my age and maybe a little less, they are very well aware of one thing, that for independence, the role which was played by our East Bengal brothers, that was the main, strength given to Qaeda-e-Azam. And we are aware of that what role the people of Bangladesh at that time, East Bengal, played as far as the independence is concerned. So I'll be talking more on the defense cooperation that has a wide scope as far as these two countries are concerned. First, that you are aware, Excellency, that Pakistan is producing tanks and aircrafts and even small naval vessels. Also, we are producing all type of small arms ammunition, although Bangladesh is also doing that. We know that. So it goes without saying that I think we'll be very willing, that is what I think, to extend our support, whatever is required in the form of equipping even better the Bangladesh army in whatever we can do as your brothers. The training exchange program is already on. You must be aware, sir, that our officers keep visiting, keep going and getting training from Bangladeshi institutions, and they also keep coming here, the staff colleges, the war colleges. We can expand that. We can expand the numbers. We can have more people doing that. Even I would suggest that because, in the formative age, the affiliations, they matter a lot. So I would suggest that we can give more vacancies to each other in the basic academies where the cadets are trained, whether it is Naval Academy or PF Academy or the Army's Academy. And the third important, of course, and that is for the, I think, benefit of both the countries, the intelligence cooperation. Not only in the civil sector, but also in the forces sector. We must share intelligence because we have some common friends and we have some common detractors. So probably that can go a long way. So even the common strategies can be formed. The strategies of friendship with other countries. And if there's anything has to be done to common detractors, I think we have a lot as far as all these things are concerned. So I'll not take much time because the field is so vast and it has opened. I think both countries will benefit from this opportunity. And we must move fast because the world is changing. The world is in a flux. So before things get changed again or something else takes over, I think this is the opportunity which both the countries must make use of. One point which is not so, of course, within my purview, but I would like you to take this point, sir, that somebody contacted me also. Please look into the plight of Biharis which are staying here in our country, and also maybe in other countries also. So that point, we all understand they will be very happy to come back, and I'm sure that you will be very happy to embrace them back. Thank you very much, sir, again for your presence to here. Is a,
Proceed, sir. हाँ, हाँ.
बहुत शुक्रिया जी. Excellency, thank you very much for coming over here. Your presence makes a statement within itself. That tells everything. Just to give you a quick comparison between what is happening in Bangladesh and Pakistan, my IT business is being served from Bangladesh. Okay. We have a university over here called FAST, and they have a university called SUST, Shah Jamal University of Science and Technology. And my business, all business is going to SUST. So this is something, I had a rare privilege of hosting Excellency Khalida Zia during her visit to Pakistan in her tenure. And we signed an understanding with Netol Group. We have a strong bonding, business bonding already going on. My cousin runs a factory in textile in Bangladesh. And this is the time we are reconnecting all the dots. So one quick offer which I can make through this forum, one of our companies, International Special Economic Zones Private Limited, we would like to develop an economic zone in Bangladesh from Pakistan. That would be our token of appreciation to move forward collectively. Thank you so much. Thanks. Please carry on.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to talk few discrete points on few discrete points. Firstly, I would like to extend my warmest welcome to you, especially the High Commissioner of Bangladesh in Islamabad, and then to Dr. Anis Ahmad, Vice Chancellor, RIPHAH University, Lieutenant General Naeem Lodhi, and Dr. Rashid Aftab, and few other guests. Ladies and gentlemen, it is undoubtedly a significant occasion, an important event, because the world is changing, Bangladesh is changing, and we also are changing, and changing fast. While we are embarking on a journey to build a relationship, initially we need to acknowledge that we have many things in common. Rather finding some differences, we will have to look into the common points and shared values. The people of Bengal and Muslim of India have traversed a long path together, particularly during centuries of Mughal era, which serves as an emotional reminder to our intertwined past. Because we think we have a lot of difference especially for the last 50 years, we were indulged in the differences. But we have very common things, very common time in past. Our languages were same, our traditions were same, our festivals were same. And these common things still can bridge gaps and foster mutual respect. Our celebrations are still cheerful, and that brings together families and communities across borders, reminding us our shared values. However, while we celebrate our common points, we must also think about the opportunities that we are not able to capitalize. And this is the time to think about. Therefore, let's explore avenues for cooperation in trade, technology, education, research, and sustainable development. We need to encourage think tanks to focus on shared challenges and opportunities. Additionally, as we are in the calamity and disaster region, we are placed in a region where calamity comes very fast and disaster comes fast. So at the time when we are trying to establish a relationship, we must work out to combat calamity and disaster. For this, I think a fund can be established between these two countries, and we may take help from the Muslim Ummah countries to help to meet these tough times. One more thing I would like to express: the foundation of our relationship should be for the greater good and development of the people of these two countries. Only trade and research may not help us to establish a strong relationship. We will have to think about the greater good and development of the youth, especially. I mean, we will have to design or work out those projects which can help people of both the countries, especially youth. As far as the Pakistanis are concerned, I will just give a reference to the one singer, Pakistani singer, born in Bangladesh, well known in Bangladesh and well known in Pakistan. He is Alamgir. You know him. He sung a song at least a decade back. I quote, Ami bhashaye bhashaeli re, Ami bhashaeli re, Ami Dubai re, Shabda hane chalaiyo Manji, Amar Bhangar Turi re. And in this song, he sung a Urdu verses as well. And those are these. Chahe andhi aaye re, chahe mega chaye re. You understand? Very simple Urdu. हमें तो उस पार लेके जाना है माची. And you should take us, the boatman should take us across the river. The boatmen are not somebody else. You and we are the boatmen. So we need to take this nation across the river through the friendship, through respect, through thinking about the people of these countries. Thank you.
Actually, I am here to listen more from you. Then I am. Thank you so much for inviting me to such a prestigious discussions. Thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor and the distinguished speakers and present here, our Pakistani brothers and sisters. Actually, it's my great honor and privilege also. I'm happy to be here. This is my first interaction in the capitals, any university. Before I had interactions in Lahore and also Multan and Peshawar. I visited some universities. I love to visit universities because we know everybody that education is the backbone of nations. The education of a country which is more strong, they lead the world. Uh, so present day, in the past, we had glorious ancient civilizations in the part of Pakistan, in the part of Bangladesh, even in the part of India. But nowadays, we are not at the leading situation in the global stage. We are lagging behind. So our forefathers were able to compete, and their civilizations was at par, or in some cases in the leading situations. So we need to revive that glory for the future of our next generations. And the way is to work together and cooperate each others without hating any parts. By this time, I have visited Lahore, Multan, Peshawar, and I find that in the past there was people-to-people connections from Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and great road we called GT road, Grand Trunk road was there. At that time, they had no such technology to fly in the sky or have very fast transport. But the way that was available, they connected the region. But nowadays, we have super fast connections. We have internets, we have very fast airlines, trains, bullet trains in some parts. But despite having all that, we are divided in such a way that our general people find difficulties to getting visa to visit their relatives and neighbors in the other part, which existed between Bangladesh and Pakistan for 1.5 decades. I was constantly in Dubai. I found very sad things that even mother Pakistani, brother Bangladeshi, children has passport of one of the country. They are finding difficulties to visit each other's country. That was very sad things. Alhamdulillah, now the situation is better between our two parts, and peoples I found from the both sides wants to be more closer. The some obstacle is theirs. There we have no direct flight connections. Yesterday we received approval from Bangladesh. Bangladesh government has approved the applications of Air Jinnah, Fly Jinnah, to operate between these two countries. So, inshallah, it will be happen very soon, and also more airlines will join. It is our expectations, and I found the policymakers from both sides looking forward to connect peoples for the interest of trade, business, investment, cooperation in the field of education, science and technology, health and tourism. The nowadays is the age of privatizations. Now people loves to be more engaged in the private sectors. If we allow the people to move, they can find their destinations themselves. Even during my visit to Peshawar, I find that about 15 Bangladeshi had their kidney transplant from a medical hospitals located in Peshawar. I found myself even too difficult to visit Peshawar because of security or other reasons. But you see, the private people, so they find out the suitable hospital, they get their treatment from that place. even Peshawar have a direct flight connection with Bangladesh. But the patients find it better in terms of cost and comfort and better treatments. So if the leaders, policy makers facilitate their peoples to choose freely, they can go anywhere where they find it's suitable. So our duty is to facilitate our people so that they can freely choose their trade, business, explore the opportunities. So now best time is prevailing between the two parts of Bangladesh and Pakistan. And I am confident that people from Bangladesh and also Pakistan will avail this opportunity for mutual interest and for better future of their next generations. We should not do mistake again and again. The world is very competitive and very challenging. Now, this is the age of globalizations. Every second, every minute, every hour is very valuable. So we should engage with the due importance that I share always with our Pakistani brothers, sisters, and even with our part in Bangladesh. Here, the colleagues has mentioned, our friends has mentioned about the SAR cooperations. Actually, it's very sad that our forefathers who established SAR, they had a strong dream. There's our with our Pakistani brothers, sisters, will be at par with the other part, like European Union, Bangladesh, or ASEAN. Here, the colleagues has mentioned, our friends has mentioned about the SAR cooperations. They are doing very good. I sometimes mention that some area of the part of the world, our peoples from the South Asia do not like to recognize them enough civilized for various reasons. That they are not educated, they are not well behaved, or many things. But I found even in those areas, they have did the right things for their state interest. Even if we go to GCC countries, you will find that the members or citizens of the GCC countries does not need visa to visit each others. If you go to the GCC, it would be very difficult for you to find several Nobel laureates in the field of science and technology or others. But if we look at the South Asia, in the past we had many Nobel laureates, and even our present caretakers, interim government's head is also Nobel laureates. So it proves that we are brilliant, we have high talent, but despite having this, we are failing to do the right things. Even if we look at the African regions, there are some sub-regional organizations. Africa is a big continent, many countries there. African Union, collectively, they have no such a big achievements like European Union. But they have some sub-regional organizations. They are doing wonderful. If you look at those sub-regional organizations, you would find that even the member states or citizens of those countries don't need visa to visit each other. But I know it may be our bad luck. In our generation, we are facing problems like Himalayan mountain. There's we need visa, we need many restrictions to visit each other. That happened due to problems at our political issues, political leaders. But I hope that the young generation, they are showing hope for us. In Bangladesh, the young force made revolutions in last July, August. They did the things which was even beyond our imagination. But they have shown that for their futures and for the future of their next generations, they are ready to sacrifice. and many years sacrificed, and now they have made the country free from fascism, and they have made the press, ensured the freedom of press, freedom of expressions, with the hope of better life. So, sir, now comes to the trade business issues. Bangladesh and Pakistan, members of D8, and under that's already an preferential trade arrangement already has come into force. So under that, so both countries can avail opportunities for more trade and business. Also under SARC, SAPTA, various instruments, cooperations were discussed in the past, but not made fruitful. But under D8, we can avail opportunities. So at the level of experts, the both countries to look into this, that what opportunities is there and how much can be availed. So I think there's a D8 can make our business easier among the countries. And Mr. Syed, Belal, you have mentioned correctly there's change taking very fast in the world. So we need to make us prepared to cope with the change that is taking place. Otherwise, we'll be left behind. In part of the Bangladesh, our peoples are very modern in terms of their lifestyles, in terms of their food styles, and also in the field of knowledge and technology. But for various reasons, we could not also achieve our goals up to the mark. But our expectations that by next 2 decades, our country should be at the club of the development groups. And in this view, we need a huge trade and business and investment. To achieve this goal, our leaders and bureaucrats are working together to facilitate the peoples to achieve that. And as the country has 180 million populations, so we have no dreams for luxurious anything. We are always ready to do something which will be beneficial for the common people. So country is moving ahead on that line. So the infrastructures in the country is progressing, but still we need more. Especially in Pakistan, we find there is very good infrastructure which is facilitating the motorways. But in Bangladesh, still we don't have. But we have highways, but not up to the mark as per with the motorways. We are also working on that, and we need more international airports with more facilities, and government also looking that. And in the terms of the shipping, we are underway of implementations of deep sea port. We call the place is Matarbari. It is under constructions, and I hope that it will be in operation in full place within few years. That will enhance the more trades of Bangladesh with many countries, because now the major ship cannot anchor at our present ports because of the shallow. But the deep sea port, as soon as it's come into operations, the trade will increase, inshallah, in manifold. Regarding cooperation in the defense sectors, Bangladesh faced many challenges during disasters or you know, the Bangladesh is surrounded by uh, two countries. All the time we don't have good relations with them. Sometimes we have to face odd situations. So our armed forces is always ready to face any challenges. So we have to buy defense equipments, but we have to keep in mind that the equipments uh, have better quality and cheaper prices. Wherever it is available, Bangladesh always avail that opportunity. So Pakistan's armed forces, we can proudly say that's very good, and their industry making the equipments, our forces find its high standards. So Bangladesh military taking regular exchange, regular trainings, and exchange programs taking place, and also in terms of which we need for our defensive forces, we are not attacking approach. Bangladesh always in defensive approach. But if our we face threats for our existential issues, our forces is ready to make the challenges. In that view, to make the armed forces enough capable, wherever we find better quality and lower prices equipments, Bangladesh buy it from its friendly and brotherly countries. So there is opportunity for huge interactions with Pakistan. And sir, in the field of education, which is very important, during my service to different countries, I found that in London, when I come to the office, I found many Chinese students every day rushing to the London Imperial College. I was asking someone, why so much Chinese students are here? It dominate the numbers of others nationals. Even during my works at the Bangladesh Embassy in Moscow, I visited Latvia, Lithuania, and other places. I found foreign students dominating their campuses. I was checking that why that is happening. Even the students from Germany, they are studying medicine in Latvia. Even I come to know that students from UK are studying medicine in China. The main reason is the economic issue. The students, if they don't find their place in public universities, and if they are not able to have their subjects and the course to study in their own country, in their affordable cost, they go for other country. So this is a complementary issues. So there are a lot of opportunities. Our huge number of students every year going to the West and many other destinations for higher studies, because we have no enough universities inside the country to provide them the opportunity to go for higher educations. So there are a lot of opportunity, and I found the universities in Pakistan has high standards. So that can be a very good destinations. In my opinion, I only see that there is an issue of image. Our media, which we get more about this country, which I feel very sad. Sometimes we see that attack inside the mosque, attack at the police barrack, attack at the army barracks, or fighting each other's neighborly countries. That gives a very bad image. So Pakistan is a very strong country in terms of its capability, the armed forces, the civil forces. So now, which is needed, that's a commitment to the nations to have a better image. And if the image gets better, I think that's a huge number of Bangladeshi students will take their interest to come and study in this country. But security, every parent is a concern because they send their children to other place for better education, better futures. So they do not want to put their children under dangers. But Pakistan has a wonderful education systems. So we think that our children will find these destinations in terms of cost, in terms of cultures, excellent. But only the issue is image which comes at the social media. Both country has many good issues, but it does not come to the media. But wherever a small incidents happens, the international media dominated by various sources, they magnify it for their interest and put bad image on each others. So, inshallah, if we work closely and we give the real pictures to our young generations, they would love to study in each other's country. Another issue is tourism. During my visits in several cities, I found Pakistan has very strong history and archaeological sites, which is a strong attractions for the tourists and regional tourist tourism from the inside the countries is the major strengths in the field of tourism. In Bangladesh, we have no enough international tourists, but our national the tourists from the inside they are booming, and our tourist spots now getting better day by day. So, if a direct flight starts and welcome approach from both sides prevails, that's the exchange of tourism between the two countries will be more stronger. So, welcome at the immigration is very much important for a country's immigrations. When I was in Dubai, one day I met with the Director General Immigrations of Dubai. During my exchange discussions, he told me there's our immigration police is recruited separately, and throughout their career, they remains in that department. They are not transferable. So their everybody's profile is seriously checked. That's how they are performing. But in our country, also we find difficulties because the police is recruited in general, and some is placed to the immigrations, and after serving few years, they go to other place. So professionalism does not take place properly, and we receive many complaints from foreigners, even from our expatriates, that their behavior not up to the mark. So same practice, I think, may be existing in our subcontinent, but we need to look into seriously because the professionalism and high standards of the immigration services is very, very essential for promoting the tourism in a certain country. Pakistan has very high and rich profile for the tourism, and already I know there's a larger number of tourists to visit this country, and also more potential existing here. And finally, about the investments, I already know that textile industry of Pakistan is very strong. Pakistan produces huge cottons. So Bangladesh also imports a huge cotton, and Bangladesh needs backward linkages of our ready-made garments. So the cooperation between these two sectors has huge potentials. So now if our shipping connections get more frequency, it is already started, but frequency not so much. While its frequency will increase, and also the air connection, air cargo will increase. this opportunity will get better. And finally, I can assure you that during my tenures here, as long as I am here, inshallah, you will find me always for any issues to solve between the two countries, which is possible. And Pakistan is our brotherly countries. I find people during my visits to some places, they were telling me that's after many, many years, now we are closer, and this should prevail in futures. At any situation, it should not be down. So, inshallah, I think that's the Almighty Allah has given us a lot of intelligence. So, we hope that with these capabilities, would be able to take forward our relations in right directions. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for it.
That's the improvement of your service, been to Multan, Lahore, Islamabad, and that's very good sign from now we move towards the final day by our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Ahmad, who is like guide for us to always guide us to work for the betterment of this society, Pakistan, and Muslim. And 2 weeks back, Dr. advised us to start a series about the relation of Pakistan. And this program is a great time of
Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalam ala khatim al-Anbiya. Excellency Iqbal Hussain Khan Sahib, Excellencies, members of the faculty of the Institute, Dr. Rashid Sahib, I take it as unique honor to welcome Excellency in the university. We are a private university, but sponsored by a not-for-profit trust. And therefore, our main purpose has been to not only offer high-quality academic programs, but also to make sure that these programs are fully reflective of our culture, heritage, and ethical values. And that's what makes RIPHAH a distinct university. I believe future of nations is linked with education, and economy follows that. Economy alone cannot be the basis. Unless you have knowledge and skills, you cannot build any economy. Therefore, university's role is extremely important. I also believe that we are two countries but one people. And that brings us as a unique combination. Normally in Pakistan, if you have someone whose name ends with a Khan, you assume he's coming from KPK. But here comes Excellency from Bangladesh with his name ending on Khan. That means we are actually one people, but two countries. And that means we have to work together for development and progress. As mentioned by our brother Tausif already, that we should make some concrete steps in economy. And I would like to, with all humbleness, offer that
we will be more than honored to offer scholarships to our brothers and sisters from Bangladesh. RIPHAH has offered already 100 scholarships to our Palestinian brothers and sisters, fully covered tuition, stay. And we believe that this relationship, unique relationship we have, demands that we should have more frequent exchange of not only students, but intellectuals. Like our public policy has been working for past so many years to bring intellectuals together in Islamabad. I think we should have similar think tanks collaborating with RIPP on national issues. One thing that I want to share with you, we should be aware of who are the stakeholders in the region. Those stakeholders sometimes are very visible and active, and sometimes not visible. But what I have learned is the so-called global capitalism, which may have euphemisms of New World Order or whatnot. But one thing on which they make no compromise is don't let others develop, but use them for our own development. And that's why they have international bodies which make us beggars and not providers. Now, this lesson must be learned by both countries, because we have two countries but one people. And we have been intellectually, economically, in terms of security, fully oppressed through a colonial mind. And unless a decolonization takes place, where consciously the nation comes with a substitute and rejects borrowed ideas, borrowed language, borrowed culture, borrowed promises, we cannot rise. That means we have to write our own history with our own blood, and not to read that history which has been told. The big intellectual game that has been played is that the whole world has been divided in ethnicity and race. By whom? Those who claim they are very fair people. They may be fair in color, but not in realness. And they have taught us through our anthropology and sociology and economy, these are the fighting races, these are the submissive races. These are to be ruled by nature. I think that has to be reversed. We have to decolonize our discipline, social sciences, our way of thinking, and only then we can progress. Otherwise, we'll be always having a dependence. Today, the so-called Muslim world depends for its security, education, economy, culture, everything on these exploiters in the name of globalization. And that must be countered by intellectuals and supported by people who frame diplomatic relations of their countries. In that respect, I have always asked Dr. Rashid that we should not forget our important role as a university to bring intellectuals and ambassadors of various countries, particularly Muslim countries, and share with them our approach and remind them of their basic responsibility of waking up. They have been sleeping for too long, depending for everything on others. No, it's time to wake up and we stand on our own feet. And that's only possible when we collaborate together, knowing the common enemy, who is quite often not very visible. So I again welcome Excellency and hope, inshallah, RIPHAH will be able to serve our brothers and sisters of Bangladesh. We are one people and our resources are available for that. We have been ranked at 134 in South Asia by US ranking and among 430 in the whole Asia. And we have our most of the programs certified globally, like accreditation in Canada, which is the highest body of medical accreditation, has accredited our hospitals and academic program of the medical and dental colleges. Here, as well as in Ras Al Khaimah, where we have a full-fledged campus in dentistry with a hospital. So we are available for any services, collaboration, and particularly we must learn from the success story of Bangladesh, which was mentioned earlier by our brother Naeem. I appreciate that very much. They have done wonderful progress in many areas, and we have to learn from them and further help them in improving, because when they grow, we grow. It's not just a matter of a different country. No, they are our people. We work together for. So again, Excellency, I welcome you and appreciate our distinguished participants who came from diplomats, media, academia, but essentially I believe it is educational reform and liberation from colonialism that has to be the base of development, not just economic progress. Thank you very much. Like to have any question from the audience, one or two. Most of the questions is done in the group. Anybody? Even some comment if they want. Comments, would you like to know about the pension of trade in Bangladesh, pension of education, pursuing your careers, whatsoever? Please, please.
Not your time.
Excellency. Please, please. Question.
Question here.
Please.
Excellency, thank you so much for your very insightful talk. I think it goes without saying that Pakistan-Bangladesh relationship is a very special relationship. It was described as by Professor Saab. We have two countries, but it's about one people. It really is a brotherly relationship. In fact, I would call it more like we are family. We all know that we have seen some ups and downs. And obviously, the first thing, and again, now we have the opportunity to really make this relationship sort of irreversible in terms of not really, again, seeing the downs again. So I was wondering as to what really needs to be done to make this relationship irreversible. The first thing that comes to one's mind is, I think we really need to make it people-centric. We talked about, of course, education. We talked about economy, defense. These are, of course, very important relationships. But I think last decade or more has seen where I think the people were not the focus. In terms of like, I have served many countries and always had very good luck to have, very friendly relations, with our diplomats from Bangladesh. And you could see that there's a lot of goodwill. But unfortunately, we were all a bit reluctant to talk about it. So now I think that we have an opportunity where we can really make this relationship a people-centric relationship, and that's where we would be seeking guidance from you as to what we really need to do to make it a people-centric and irreversible relationship.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, for your valuable comments. Just I like to mention one thing. During my study, I come to know there's fortune favors the brave. So brave people takes the risks and they gain. And also in the business, it is called no risks, no gain. So the opportunity is waiting for us, but who would take the brave decisions and take the risks, he will gain. So now the flight is going to operate, inshallah. But there are many others airlines from our side, also your side is theirs. So as soon as they will start their operations, I think more interaction will take place in different sectors. Even I found a proposal from our sides that they are interesting to operate passenger ships between Chittagong and Karachi. That will facilitate common people to visit each other's at very low cost. They told me that's in Pakistani rupee, it will not be more than 25,000 to have their return journey. So this opportunity also can be taken place. Yes, sir. So now this idea we can work together. And regarding the gems jewelry, Madam, you have mentioned during my visit to KPK, I had interactions with the different chambers, and at that time it was mentioned also. Actually, there are huge demands. The peoples in our part, though they are not rich, they are living in a small land, but they loves to have fancy lifestyles. They loves jewelry. So huge amount of diamonds even we have to import every year. Gold is taking place for the long, from the very long past. But nowadays even diamonds are imported. So gems jewelry of the Pakistan is a very high quality. So it has a huge demand. So inshallah, I hope that all these potential sectors will gain momentum and more beneficial trade investment will take place. And thank you so much, sir, for creating this environment for discussion. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.